In this comprehensive 60-minute course, I'm going to show you how to make classic sounding deep house just like this.
I know.
You can grab this entire project right here for free down below. And let's not mess around. Let's get straight into making this from scratch. All right, let's go. We're going to start our 1 hour timer and get this going. Boom. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is bring in a reference track to map out our structure. I'm going to use a track called Under the Sea from Black Loops, one of my favorite sort of classic deep house tracks of all time. Let's bring it in to this new audio track I've created here called Reference. And I've got this blank MIDI clip, or MIDI channel, should I say, up here called Structure. And I'm going to map this out with markers and MIDI clips that is going to indicate the arrangement to me. Now, as for the BPM of this track, the reference track is, I believe, 125. I just knew that from when I bought it off Beatport. So I'm going to set my BPM up here to 125. Deep House tends to sit around 120 to 128, with 124, 125 being sort of an average there. So it's quite a nice standard structure. Now, I'm going to go ahead here and solo my reference track. I'm actually going to quickly turn it on warp, complex warp it up a couple semitones just for copyright purposes. And we're going to listen for this reference track, what's happening every 8 bars. And now a section in house music tends to be roughly every 8 bars. So that's a good sort of way to break up your track into chunks. I'm going to press Shift Command M here. We're going to create our first MIDI clip, put that down there. This is our intro here. Let's make sure that first kick drum is right on the 1, just so we don't get any weird sort of delays there. There we go. Cool. This sounds like our intro drum, so we'll make sure that is good and named there. I'm going to duplicate that across. I'm going to say more plus keys. There seems to be a bit more coming in there in that 8 bars. I'm going to say intro bass. So I'm going to kind of, or just maybe bass when the bass comes in. I'm going to color this a little differently just to indicate sort of more of a prime section of the track. Let's duplicate that again. What's happening the next 8 bars? I'm going to say more keys and perks. All right, let's duplicate that again. I'm going to say stripping back. So I actually just call it breakdown. I'm going to color it like a nice blue or something like that. Cool. And then it looks like based on the waveform, there's another drop here. Yeah, it's a nice new section there. Duplicate that across. So what's happening in the next 8 bars. It's going to be very similar. So we're just going to keep it called 1B, 1C. Yeah, it's all pretty similar, so we're not going to really do much there differently. This is like a miniature breakdown by the looks of things. Let's call this mini breakdown. I'm going to say no kick. And we're going to color it again, that nice blue. Boom. Let's go back here. Nice little extra 4 bars there just to mix it up. And this is like a different section again, right? Bit of a B section that there's that nice new sort of fluty stab we just heard. So I'm actually going to color this slightly different. Duplicate that across there again. Yep, 1E. Cool. So let's just get rid of all this text here. And then we've kind of got a bit more of a breakdown at the end here. Now, for the sakes of this build and this course, I am going to just shorten the arrangement there. And that is going to be it, right? We're just going to use the first half of this arrangement. The second half will be sort of a bit more of a variation on this. Great. So with that dialed in now, I'm going to turn off my reference track. I'm going to sort of hide it at the top here and use this structure to start the track. I am going to now insert a new MIDI clip. I'm going to call this drums. We're going to create a drum rack in Ableton here to do all of our drum programming for the drop to start. Right now, if you know me, I'm a huge fan of using audio samples directly on the audio channel for like normal, I guess, drum programming. But there is something special about just doing it all in a drum rack, kind of the old school workflow, right? So we're going to bring in a blank one there. I'm going to create a new MIDI clip. Let's color this something a little more drums friendly. Let's this nice kind of peachy color. That looks nice. And let's start to load up some samples. I mean, we may use some of these other kits we've got here, but I'm just going to quickly go to my saved sounds here. Again, these are just different kicks that I've gotten from different places, Splice, other sample packs, etc. Kind of like this one here. Let's start with that. It's not exactly the same as the reference track, but that's kind of okay in my opinion. Let's do a 1/16 grid. Let's just put a kick on every beat. Not every 16th. Let's just quickly go to a 1/4 grid and go boom, 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 boom. There we go. Cool. Cool. That's our basic house kick drum pattern 4 on the floor, right? We may add a bit of variations later. I just like to get the main kick 4 on the floor in there on every quarter note, like I just did, and then the clap on the 2 and 4. Let's look for a nice clap. This one's quite nice. Let's see how this one sounds. We may swap it up a bit. Cool. Let's just duplicate that over for now. Just create that classic groove, right? Maybe with this sample, I might just shorten it a little bit here. I'm going to move my timer out the way here. Ooh. That's nice. Let's try layering in a second kick just to thicken it up a bit. Yeah, maybe something like this. See how that sounds. It might be a bit much. We'll play around with some EQ and stuff too. Oh, that's nice. I might just turn down this one a little bit and then this one a little bit as well. Nice. That is sounding good. I'm also just going to get a quick hat in here just to start us off. I'm going to start with this 909 hat, but I am going to sort of mute it a little bit. Maybe not that much, bit much. Not quite a fan of that actually. Let's see how this sounds on the offbeat here. We're going to go to a 1/8 grid, chucking a hi-hat here on every offbeat. So you can see it's between the kicks hit and the claps hit. So it's like boom, tick, clap, tick, tick, clap. Very classic house pattern. This is where we'll start. We'll add some more like advanced percussion, some groove later, just to get the main housey vibe going, right? Oof, that is a nice sample. That's nice. I want to layer in maybe a second hat there just to make it a little unique. Maybe something like this, just on G there. Let's just take this entire thing, copy, paste it up. Oh, come on. Turn it down a little bit, but that is just sounding fantastic. Cool. Let's get this vibe going. We'll kind of start by adding it. Maybe we'll add in another perk really quick. Maybe I'll add in like a little something like this. Just a little bit off the beat there. Bring the forward point to that. All right. I've just got some cool ideas. So we'll use this bottom one here as sort of the groovier hat. And we're just going to kind of get a bit more advanced percussion in there for now. So we're going to go to a 16th grid. We will in a second add a nice bit of swing from the groove pools in Ableton, but let's get the basic groove down. Hmm. Okay, interesting. Let's try this here. Not sure about that one there. Yeah, and we'll put that there to sort of vary it up. Okay, sounding good. This hit here, we're just going to add a bit of velocity. Add a bit of that. This one could have a bit of velocity variation. I'm also going to go into the sample and shorten it a little bit. Transpose it. Okay, really to get the feeling now, I am going to just add that groove pool in. So we're going to go to Ableton's groove pool here. We're going to scroll down to the MPC 16 swings, which are just great, again, for that old school deep house swung effect. Going to pick up about 62 or something. Maybe 64. We're going to drag and drop it on the kit here. Ooh, maybe a bit much. Let's try 61. Yeah, that's nice. Bring up a bit of velocity there. Okay, I think we need a bit more of drum variations. Let's see what else we got here. See like any perks. Maybe something like this. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, that's nice. Let's copy this variation up. Make it a bit different. Let's copy this variation up. Ooh. Yeah, I got a cool idea. Whoa. Maybe here instead. Select all those. I'm just going to add a bit of random velocity. So I'm just going to select this here. Bring it like a sort of a ramp down fashion. Bit more random. Yeah, this is what we're talking about. All right. Let's see what else we've got. I might sort of have a look. I'm liking the sound of this little. Oh, like another snare as like a sort of offbeat snare, yeah. I wonder if this will sound good. Oh, yeah. It's getting almost a little bit too tech housey, so we might not use all of these straight away. Let's see what other like hats we've got. Maybe we'll take one out of this little loop here. Let's just put it on classic mode, grab one of these little shorter hats. Yeah, so this is a great technique you can use to sort of just steal your favorite parts of a loop. Love doing this all the time. The drums are turning out pretty cool here so far. Let's layer that up with this sort of... No, not that one. Let's put that new snare down, just a bit of volume. Same with this one. One can go down a bit in volume. Great. I think we're going to keep it pretty simple there for now, though. And then maybe I'll pop another little hat here. Boom. Didn't mean to do that there. Do that here. Yeah, that's good. Give it a bit of velocity variation. Yeah, we'll copy that all up there. Remove that. Duplicate that. Make sure it's also from the beginning. There we go. Maybe we can make a little bit of different variation on the second round of 2 bars. Something like this. Maybe like. We'll do like a little shuffle here. Add a little bit of randomization. Bit of like this. This one can kind of just go back up to normal. So let's just copy that over. Didn't mean to do the clap. Yeah, pull that down a little bit. Yeah, that's sounding nice. I like this being sort of a consistent hat. And we might play around with pulling some of those layers in and out throughout the drop. But let's call our drums sort of done for now. I just pull up the kick volume a little bit. One thing I will do is I'm just going to pull in that quick 909 because I am anticipating. Yep, I'm going to put this on B1 because in the next section I do, or at least in another section, I want to take this, copy this all up. Yeah, that sounds fantastic. So this is previous. That's a nice little variation. We might add some rides and whatnot later, but that's our drums. You know, bit of swing, and that's all you need. So in terms of this snare, I'm going to also just put that over there for now. I think I'm pretty happy with this. Let's start getting the bass line in though, because we really do need to get that going. We're already 45 minutes out of the way, so drums are swinging along there. Now I'm going to load up a serum for the bass line. Again, because bass is sort of both a harmonic and a rhythmic element, it plays such a key role in deep house. You also, at the same time though, don't want to sort of overdo it. So I'm just going to pick a decent preset here to start. Now, in terms of sound design, you'll find a lot of low pass, basic sort of analog shape waveforms as the foundation. For example, this analog saw here. Pretty basic. Let's go to a few others. These are all pads. Let's go to a bass. Oh, that's kind of nice. Bit of a subbier one. Oh, that's kind of nice. Something a little subbier. Oh, this is nice. This one's a sample-based bass, which is sometimes also a great way to work. Sometimes people will actually literally pull like low-pass disco and funk bass lines into their track as the bass line. But what I'm going to do here is just pull in a quick 2-bar bass loop, and we'll make some variations as we go. We're going to drag our swing to this MIDI clip just in advance because we want our swing to be in there. I'm going to call this bass. Keep it simple. We should only need one layer for now. I have an idea. I'm going to go into the key of, I think, B minor. Yeah, let's try B minor. I like B minor because it kind of has a bit of a higher, more euphoric tone, but also still can sound pretty deep. It doesn't really matter too much. Let's start programming in a bass line. Again, we can go scale highlighting here to make our lives a bit easier. Go down to the right octave. I think B2 here is pretty good for this sound. Let's get the rhythm in first. Oh, that's nice. Maybe I'll go off beat there. Again, dancing around the kick, wherever the kick hits on the one here, you can see, not always, but generally speaking, we're going to miss that with our bass programming to make it a bit of a groovier rhythm. Try and avoid just all these notes on the one, on the quarter note of each beat. Makes it a bit funner. Maybe I'll go here instead. Sounds a bit nicer. Something simple like this. Ooh, that's actually quite nice. Maybe here we'll go a fifth jump. So we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Done. I'm going to go back to this 16th here. Let's start there, and maybe in this variation, let's consolidate this. We go boom, dum, boom. Here we'll go. And then here we're going to do sort of like this note, jump up to the minor third. Okay, one thing I'm going to need to do is put on mono legato here because there's a few overlapping notes. Let's play around with the release envelope a little bit. This decay parameter, I think, controls that. Bring it back a little bit. Bring a saturation in, which I think controls this distortion a little bit. Just a subtle bit. That's nice. That's a nice deep house bass. I'm just going to make sure my limiter is on the master for now. Transparent, turn off true peak for now. Boom. That'll just control any peaks. Dun, dun, dun. That G needs to go to the F sharp there. I think in the first repeat here, keep that bass simple. Maybe we'll go down to the G or the F sharp maybe. Maybe like down there. Then we'll have a bit of a jump up here. Get rid of this note here. Go down to the F sharp again. Up here, maybe on the F sharp. Yeah. I want to do something in the little gap here on the middle of bar 3. Yeah, that's it. Boom. Put that on there, just a little jump. Add some fun notes in there. Oof, all right. We might be making it too complex, so we can always strip it back. But let's just listen to our full 8-bar loop now. We're going to finish this off before I forget with a bit of sidechain. Normally, I'd set up a separate sidechain trigger, but for this style of deep house, it's not really that necessary. So I'm just going to grab our kick from the drum rack post mixer, EQ the input, fast attack, fast release, full ratio, and just give it a bit of sidechain. Always make sure your compressor's on peak as well when you do this, otherwise you'll lose a bit of energy. Bring up the gain so we have a bit of headroom for our sidechain. Click's not a huge issue. That sounds pretty good to me though. And just to top it all off, I may just add a little bit of saturator outside of a serum, just to sort of add a bit of grit of our own. Might double that up. You know what? I'm not going to double that up. That sounds pretty good to me. All right, that is our drums and bass. We're going to start to get in a nice bit of, we're going to get some pads and key sounds. So first thing we're going to do is I'm going to load up a new MIDI track. Now, in terms of deep house sound, lots of seventh chords, minor seventh chords. So we're going to use our B minor scale and create some nice seventh chord sort of stabs to start off. I'm actually going to stick to some of the default sort of Ableton sounds. Let's see if we go to our sounds here. We're going to go for like a nice key sound. Ooh, that's a cool sound. Oof, that is nice. I don't know where that came from. Okay, I'm going to bring a nice high pass there. Ooh, that's cool. Okay. So I don't know where I'm going to put this. Maybe somewhere in between these two bass notes here. Again, we're going to go 16th grid. We're going to bring our swing on just to the grid so that it doesn't sound off in terms of timing. Yeah. Let's bring this filter frequency down. Bring the cutoff, the volume down. Maybe I'll go off here. Every 4 bars there, I can repeat that. Let's add a bit of maybe reverb to it. Now, speaking of our main verb here, it sounds like this. I think that's good. We might add a bit more decay, a bit more pre-delay. Yeah, it's got like a nice sort of effect to it. I'm going to change the density to low to make it sound a bit more old school. It just sounds a little more gritty. Yeah. Add a bit of a high cut to it too. Nice. Okay, here I'm going to add a bit of a different sort of, just a secondary sort of hit up the octave. Now, this sound has a 7th built into it, so I don't have to program it in the MIDI. Hopefully that came across pretty straightforward. But if this sound was just a 1-note sound like most synths would be, I would have to do that. So might do here. Yeah, nice to finally have some stuff that's more on the grid there. Let's just add a bit of an auto filter again and add a bit of enveloping to this just to add some extra movement. Kind of want to add another echo after this as well, potentially. this on ping pong maybe, add a bit of reverb. Faster attack on the filter. Slightly less echo. I can play around with this filter now and sort of add a nice effect there, which is pretty cool. All right, now we sort of need to add a little bit more texture. So I want sort of a more consistent pad. Now for this, instead of sort of using a pre-made sound, I'm going to grab some sort of pad sound. I might go to Splice actually and to see if we can find like a nice sort of soul sound sample and just sort of chop up, do some cool sample manipulation because we've got to do it. And we're halfway through, so we've got to rush with this a little bit. Let's go maybe like some sort of piano sound. Make sure it's out of our library potentially so we get some more options. This is not that many options. Maybe I'm not going to filter by piano. Maybe I'll go by like, I'm going to go soul. Maybe string if I can. Of course, it's never the one you want. So let's see what we got here. Okay, not what we want. Nope. All right, let's grab this sample, and it just sounds like there's something here. I have an idea maybe to reverse this sound, pitch it down, kind of create a vibe with this. So let's just pop it in a new audio track real quick and do some additional processing to it. Let's re-pitch it on the warping to make it sound a little cool. Okay, no, we won't do that. Let's try reversing the sample. Where can we do that? We'll just have to press R on our keyboard. Boom. Ooh, that's cool. Let's go double time on complex or texture. Ooh, that's cool. All right. Let's bring that in the background. Bring it into the right key. Bring a bit of an EQ onto it. Bring a bit of a bandpass effect. I don't know if this is quite right yet, though. Let's... I feel like we could... Okay, so we're going down -16. Let's see if we can layer a couple of those together just to sort of get a bit of a different texture. Deleting these ones. Maybe like this. Maybe we'll reverse this. Okay, cool. We can sort of have this as this sort of resampled texture in the background. I'm going to just also put on some sort of effect here. Maybe we'll redux it or something. Mono it. And we're just going to EQ out some of these resonances. Yeah, it's like a nice ambience layer, right? Okay, now we need to sort of find a few sort of more melodic things to fill out the mix with. I'm quite liking the sound of this so far, so I'm going to bring up a new instance of Serum. Let's see how we go. Let's go to our splice sounds. Maybe we'll find something in here. Not a bass sound. Let's go for like an EP sound. Yeah, like some sort of minor chord like that. I like that. Something like that. Let's capture that. Let's go down the octave. Yup, let's sort of get that all quantized. Bring the swing on. Let's copy that pattern over. Like this. Ooh, that's nice. Bring that all in. Let's randomize the velocity a little bit. And then we'll add a bit of humanization just to make it more human. Let's try bringing that across. Bring the same echo over onto this key sound, I reckon. Cool. I'm going to bring in a very subtle like bit of cassette or vinyl noise. See if I got some here somewhere. Yeah, just bring that in like a little bit underneath. Let's repitch this to the right. Might grab this here and just bring it out a little bit. Yeah. And then I'm going to start to add a bit of variation at the end here. Get rid of the kick for 3 beats right at the end there. Okay, that's sounding good. Now I'm going to just start to think about adding in a little vocal of some sort. We're going to process it probably, I would say, just because otherwise it's going to probably sound a little too like digital, depending on where you get your vocals. I've got mine from Splice. Sometimes they're a little unclean or too clean, maybe.
Is this the way it's gonna be?
Not quite. No. Let's see what we got.
Give me everything that you. Give me
I wonder if I could slow this down. We're gonna go up 2 because we're at 2 semitones quite lower.
Give me everything that you need.
Maybe if I stretch it out.
Give me everything that you need. Give me everything that you need.
Bit much. Let's just try a quick band pass on the vocal to sort of see if that softens the otherwise.
Give me
Not sure about this. We'll see.
Give me everything that you need. Give me
Down the octave, maybe? Not gonna do that down the octave. Mono. Vinyl distortion maybe on it. You know what? I'm just not a fan of this vocal. Let's just get rid of it. This is gonna have to be something a little bit different.
Oh my.
Just maybe like a little short vocal like this. Try something different. Unwarp it maybe. Still gonna try monoing it just with the utility. Still gonna add a bit of EQ to this. Boom. Just get rid of some of those tops. Maybe a quick delay. I'm gonna make a bit of filter movement on this now. Okay, cool. I'm liking this. I'm gonna start duplicating this over, and we're gonna start getting our drop fleshed out. We're gonna add a little bit of a fill here, I reckon. Let's see what we got in terms of fill sounds. You know what? I might use like a little drum rack, maybe even something from the 909 kit, which is here, I believe. I got the samples from Mars one, which is great. You could just use the stock Ableton one though. How long we got left? Oh, we've got 15 minutes to do our full arrangement. How's this gonna go? We'll have to see. All right, let's see how we go. Let's fold this to the right. No, we need to fold this to the right notes, which it's not doing. Let's just get something in. Where are we? Because they haven't been added yet. Boom, put that on here. Don't know why that didn't load. There we go. Put that across there. Here we're going to do a slightly different fill, just longer on the snare. This last bit here, we're just going to completely mute the kick. That's nice. Let's see what else we got here. Let's layer in this sound somewhere. Maybe like... Let's go down the... Oof. That's quite a nice texture if you just get that in there, right? Ooh, yeah, come on. All right, let's get that just a bit high pass. Bring the width down a bit. I want to also bring in maybe a quick analog lab from Arturia just to get something a bit more expressive in here before we start to finish off the arrangement. I might use this in the breakdown as well while I think of it. So we're going to probably go for some sort of string sound. That's nice. That's quite nice. Maybe we could use this up here. I love using like not the root note for the string, even if it's just one note, because it sort of adds some character. We can add a bit of variation in here. Let's go highlight the scale. Let's leave the two notes going at the same time. And here we can go. Something different. Maybe down the octave to the F. Something different. Bit of reverb on that. We'll get quite a steep high pass in there, and then we're going to start to really get our track fleshed out. Maybe I'm going to take this sample up here. We're going to go up. We're going to go up 5 semitones, so a fourth to -1. A little reverse, maybe. Maybe I'm going to do a little extra stab in this second half here. Maybe even a secondary vocal sample. Man, I'm really getting carried away here. We haven't even done the arrangement yet. Okay. See what else we got here in packs. Just want to find something that is going to work. Ooh. Maybe if I type in Vox, I'll get something quick.
Yeah.
Nope.
Ooh, I'm good and lost.
Not quite.
I hardly could believe you were.
Maybe I'll do something here just for fun. I'm just going to bring it out. We're in C# minor. We need to go down 1, 2 semitones. Let's leave it unwarped here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, here I'm going to actually put this note again. Put this back here. I'm going to, duplicate that over actually, just like this. Give us a quick EQ. I'm going to use a channel EQ just to boost the tops here. Yep, nice. All right, that's the idea there. We got our drop pretty much done. Let's delete all this. Here in the breakdown, I'm gonna bring in just a kick at the beginning. Not have this more broader hat open. All right. I'll bring the bass line in over here. We'll also copy this over here for the intro. The drum loop's probably going to be pretty simple from the intro. None of this open hat. We'll get rid of all of this. We'll get rid of all of that. Even this and this. We'll even get rid of some of these extra little bits of hat variation. Let's just keep it really simple. Boom. We're going to copy over the ambience for the intro here. I'm going to copy that drums over as well. What I'll do is actually copy this over one. Delete that, delete that, delete that, delete that, delete that, and just have like the more hats. Here I'm going to continue the kick drum, so that continues through the whole. Here the automation for the main filter will be down really low. Oh yeah, that's cool. I might just bring the vocal in here as well a little bit and maybe do it a bit later. Pass it a bit more. Maybe I'll just bring some of the string in here. Maybe I'll bring it in the breakdown actually. I'm going to still get rid of this hat here just because it's a bit too bright. Where's that? This hat here though, I am going to EQ this one a little bit just to make it a tiny bit brighter because it is a little dull on its own. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna bring in some of the stuff from the drop, but not everything yet, because we don't want to sort of tease all the potential stuff we're gonna have yet. Let's bring over the cassette noise. Yeah. Might put this here. I am just going to put a utility on this and sort of fade it out over time. Like this. Bring it back up. Yeah, bring that over. Keep that opening up, I guess, to the most point. Boom. I'm going to put those last two snares in there. Which snare is that? Pitch that up a bit. we're up to an hour, but we're just going to spend a little longer to get this dialed in because I don't want to. I think this is a cool track and I don't want to miss out on this. I'm going to start to bring this in here. Here we're going to pop like a crash, maybe, just to sort of, why not? Let's legato that maybe a bit longer. Delay, yeah, it's nice. High pass, nice. Bit of dry maybe. Here I'm gonna mute the bass for a bit just to have a break from that. We're gonna continue the bass in the breakdown. And for the sake of it, we're just gonna pop in some sort of speech sample. I think I'll have something on my hard drive.
Do you love your wife? Yes.
That one could work. You know what? I'm just going to pop in a MIDI clip. Speech. I'm just going to go back to this one here. Let's just find like a random point in this speech. We're just going to pop like a little MIDI clip in here. At C3, which is again like standard pitch. There we go. Let's just sort of do that. Where are we?
You can skip a day or two. It allows for that. But if you stick with it consistently, I'm not exactly sure what day, but I know you'll start getting into shape. I know it. And the same with the relationship. It's not about the events. It's not about.
That's nice. Let's just.
You can skip a day or two. It allows for that. But if you stick with it consistently, I'm not exactly sure what day, but I know.
Chuck a little bit of OTT on this just to get the speech more present in the mix.
You can skip a day or two. It allows for that. But if you stick with it consistently, I'm not exactly sure what day, but I know.
Redux it a bit maybe.
You can skip a day or two. It allows for that. But if you stick with it consistently, I'm not exactly sure what day, but I know you'll start getting into shape. Skip a day or two. It allows for that. But if you stick with it consistently, I'm not exactly sure what day, but I know you'll start getting into shape. I know it. And the same with the relationship. It's not about the events. It's not about.
Yeah, maybe stop it about here.
You can skip a day or two. It allows for that. But if you stick with it consistently, I'm not exactly sure what day. You can skip a day or two. It allows for that. But if you stick with it consistently, I'm not exactly sure what day, but I know you'll start getting into shape. I know it. And the same with the relationship. It's not about the.
Maybe about here.
Skip a day or two. It allows for that. But if you stick with it consistently, I'm not exactly sure what day, but I know you'll start getting into shape. I know it.
Yeah, probably about there. End it. Anyway, that's pretty cool. All right, let's see what was missing from our intro. Let's copy this again, maybe here. Make sure this is all the way down here, just so it's like muted. This is sounding nice. We might even copy over some of this down the octave here. Boom. Okay, let's get back here, quickly fade this out. Let's just duplicate this. Here, we'll put the speech a little bit, just a different spot.
If you ask the question, you were standing there and you were listening to the app. I like my job means, yeah, the challenge is great, they pay me well, I like the over and over and over that people will say, I love my job. Not I like my job. I like my job means, yeah, the challenge is great, they pay me well, I like over and over that people will say, I love my job. Over and over that people will say, I love my job.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this so far. Cool, let's just finish off by giving it a little bit of a mix down. And we'll go from there. So starting with the drums, let's just listen to the drums at the highest point here. Oh, and I did forget to add in the drop 1C here, I wanted a ride. Boom, boom. Bring that down. Bring this. So bring that all across like this. See if we can play with the pitch of this ride. Maybe a bit down like that. Bring that across, a bit more space in the mix if the first one there is a low velocity. Drums here. You know, I think the kick could just come up a little bit. I think that's pretty much it for that. They feel pretty mixed. Good sample selection, right? That's always the key. Delete the spare audio channel, bass. Bring a little bit of overdrive in, maybe just for fun. No, you know what? I don't like that. But yeah, sidechain sounds good. Just need to come down a bit. Let's bring in this chord stab. Let's bring in a bit of sidechain with that at the end here. Less than the bass. bring up this. More wet on the echo. Let's bring the release on this sound down. Ooh, yeah. Little more high end. Copy that sidechain over to a few of the other elements, such as the lead here.
Over and over and over that people will say, I love my job.
Yeah, put the sidechain on the string, put on the hit. This is like a little hit of some sort. Boom. Put it on the ambience. Yeah, we already did that. Cassette noise, speech on both of them. Boom. Great. And then for mastering, I'm just going to put on a little bit of multiband comp, a glue compressor after that, just to sort of catch that a bit. Put this at like 20% on the multiband. Then we'll bring up the limiter. Cool, that's sounding good. I'm just going to grab a quick channel EQ before the limiter here. Give it a little less bass. That -8 LUFS is pretty good, similar to the reference. If I can, just going to add a little bit more top end to this kick with a really quick EQ8. Nice, a little more sidechain. Sorry, multiband. A little bit more tops. I'm going to grab all of my musical instruments, chuck some channel EQ on here, and just give it a bit more. Yeah, that's great. Okay. That is pretty much it. Let's give our track a full listen. We're just going to remove all this stuff of the arrangement we never got done. I'm going to bring this to the beginning and let's see what we got in an hour. Pretty cool where you can get in an hour. It's always surprising. So yeah, let's give this a listen.
a day or two, it allows for that. But if you stick with it consistently, I'm not exactly sure what day, but I know you'll start getting into shape. I know it.
Right, there we go. That's how you make classic deep house in an hour and a bit in the end. Really glad that it turned out this way, and I hope that you gained some insight into the production process from this timeless, classic, groovy, super fun to make genre. Again, you can grab the entire project for free down below from this course, and if you have any questions, drop a comment because I'd love to help you answer them. And as always, do all the normal YouTube stuff. If you really got value out of it, it does help the channel grow. So like it, subscribe if you do want more builds in different genres of electronic music. And as always, I'll leave it at there, guys. Until next time, happy producing.